Hello everyone, so this is going to be a tutorial on how to create the lumbar piece of our pediatric back brace. It is designed to support the lumbar region of the spine of a child, and we gave it some curvature to match the natural curvature of that part of the spine, while also supporting the child's back as well. So to begin, what we did was we created this arc within the top plane of the sketch. So it's going to have a length of 5 inches and its radius is going to be 22 inches. And basically this is what is going to give the lumbar piece its curvature, and is going to give us this base where we could sketch and cut out the overall shape of the lumbar piece. So next what we did was we extruded this arc that we sketched in the top plane. We extruded it 10 inches in depth. And this is basically going to account for the hip to hip length of the child. And so we need this long enough base to cut out the overall shape of the lumbar piece. Next, what we did, we just filleted the edges of that extrusion. And basically this just to give the piece its rounded edges so that we don't have any sharp edges that could be potentially hazardous to the child wearing the brace. So next what we did is we created this reference plane. So what the reference plane does is that it allows us to sketch the rest of the lumbar piece, its overall shape, the ventilation cuts. It gives a surface or a plane for us to sketch these on, because the overall curvature of the lumbar piece does not really allow us to sketch on that curved surface. So this reference plane gives us a plane that we can actually sketch on and create the overall shape, which I am showing you now. So basically we created this rectangular region to support the lower back above the lumbar region of the spine. And then these arch-like shapes are basically what is going to support the lumbar region from one hip to another. And this sketch was created in the reference plane that we created previously. So next we use the cut extrude feature, and like I mentioned previously, we basically just cut out the overall shape of this lumbar piece from the extruded arc that we sketched in the top plane. And this basically allows the lumbar piece to retain its curvature from the extruded arc while also having the shape we desired, which we did by sketching on a reference plane. Next, we just fillet those edges of the lumbar piece, again, just for overall safety, to not have any sharp edges in a pediatric device. So the next sketch we did in the reference plane is going to be these elliptical, elongated rectangle-like vents that we sketched. And so these are going to be cut out of the overall shape of the lumbar piece to minimize printing costs, because we are using less material if there are cuts in the part. It also serves for ventilation and a space where we can add adjustable waist straps. So what we did next was create the base of the essentially socket part of the ball and socket joint. So what this circle does is that it serves as a nesting for that base, and it is going to be extruded into the lumbar piece. So as you can see here, we extruded this 0.2 inches deep into the piece to serve as that nesting and socket for our ball and socket joint. So then within that circle, we actually sketched another circle, and both of these circles are sketched in the right plane. And so now this smaller circle is basically going to be cut. Instead of just extruded, we're going to extrude it into the lumbar piece. So it is extruded into the lumbar piece, 0.15 inches in depth this time. And so now we have a socket at the top of our lumbar piece that is able to hold our ball and socket joint, which essentially gives the lumbar piece its rotational motion.